So basically, I design and build custom furniture. Typically, the way I work with clients is we get together and sit down and try to sketch out ideas for what's going to work for them, for their space, for their aesthetic, for what they're looking for. So that very initial meeting is contingent upon drawing skills, which, although I've never taken architectural drawing classes, I do have art school background where obviously drawing is one of the core requirements in art school that you take multiple times. So in art school, I got exposed to sculpture for the first time in a sort of academic environment. It was the first time I really got to learn that, hey, this is something you can do. And for the 4 years I was in college, I had a total blast doing it. In the process of doing that, that's where I learned a whole lot about metal fabrication, some sort of rougher wood carving techniques. Then college ended, and unfortunately when college is over, you actually have to get a job. Once we've gotten that design squared away, then I'll typically go into the computer and actually draw everything in CAD so I can more formally present those ideas with fixed dimensions, and it will actually be truly proportional as opposed to a hand sketch, which is literally just that, a sketch. I forget the actual connection, how it happened, but I got a chance to work for a company called Merlin Metalworks, which at the time was sort of the premier titanium bicycle frame manufacturer in pretty much the world. I started off working in the machining department, and then over the time that it spanned, I ended up actually being in charge of the machining department, and in that process acquired a bunch of really sort of finer machining, tool and die making, and just really kind of hands-on metal experience. I was sharing an office with the engineer for the company, and I had always, everything was being done on the computer, so I kept pestering him to teach me AutoCAD because that's what he did everything on. So I sort of learned some real basic CAD skills. Once that's all set, then depending on materials chosen and processes involved, if there's a lot of welding and metal fabrication involved, that can draw all the way back from when I was in art school, and a lot of the metal fabrication I did on my sculptural work then, all the way up to having worked for Merlin and sort of precision kind of machine work. There's woodwork involved, which typically a lot of my tables will have wooden tabletops, or oftentimes there'll be wooden bases as well. That all hints back and draws from when I worked for a furniture maker I worked for in New York. The last company I worked for, which would have been about 4 years ago now, was another smaller cabinet making, fine furniture kind of shop. And they did a lot of really detailed, intricate, hand-carved pieces of furniture, as well as kitchens and dens, studies, things of that nature. It was working there that I finally got frustrated to the point where I said, if these guys can get work, then there's really no reason why I can't figure out how to do this. I think furniture is sort of, it's a means to an end for me. It was something that in New York I got exposed to as being a way to make a living, and I realized that I could take a lot of sort of my artistic sculptural skills and apply them to the world of furniture and try to figure out ideas and designs that would work as furniture. But it's tapping into a commercial side of that creativity, and it's enabled me to build the shop and buy the machines that I've always wanted to have to be able to make whatever it is I want to make. So it's definitely been really good that way. And it is kind of nice to think that, at this point there are a large number of people out there who have, pieces of furniture that I've built, or, have interiors that I've worked on. And those things are going to be around longer, far longer than I am. So what I love most about my job is that I work for myself, and I do what I want, how I want, where I want, when I want, and I'm in total control of all of those things.